What's up, everybody? Back again with another reaction. And next up, I got the 10 video game trends that need to die. It's by the channel Game Ranks. I'll leave the link to the original video in the description below. So, let's get it. Come on.
There's no way of helping it. Sometimes when one game dev does something, it catches on. But sometimes these trends get so annoying. And that's why today GameRanks wants to talk to you about 10 stupid video game trends that need to die. Number 10, when developers add trophies and achievements that are tied to farming or grinding. And it's just basically there so that the game is longer. As you know, farming or grinding essentially need a base level understanding of whatever skill it is that you're trying to level up. And that's it. You just do it over and over and over and over and over. And when I get the farmer achievement, it's almost as annoying as the "you did 6 million battles, good for you" achievement. It's like, yeah, I played the game a lot. And I do want to get all the trophies. I just think that it's not good that they tie stuff to that. And normally when I do some grinding, I do as much as I need to, and that's as much as I want to do. I mean, there are a few games that the combat is so good that I can't stop doing it. But the majority of the time, I'm grinding just so I can get to a specific level and fight somebody that I couldn't beat. So frankly, if you didn't make the achievements list another boss that I have to level up to get to the point where I can beat it, I'd appreciate that. Thanks. Number 9, overhype for things over months or years. Like, we knew about Watch Dogs for a long time before it came out.
Right.
So much was promised of that game. And over time, as people, you know, kind of believed what they were saying about it, expectations got higher and higher. When people's expectations cause them to be excited, we call that hype. When that takes place over a long period of time and creates a sort of excitement loop that makes it very, very hard to live up to our expectations, we call that overhype. Halo 5 had the same problem, except it's a much better game than Watch Dogs. It just isn't what some people expect it to be. I'm not even saying it's all people. It's because of what developers and PR people have said about the game. It seems reasonable to expect a lot from it. And then you get another Halo game. And it's good because it's another Halo game. It's not like they magically changed up the formula and made it crap. But still, is it nearly as big a jump in Halo as the marketing departments wanted it to seem as though it was going to be? No, it was another Halo game. And they managed to do it with Fallout 4 over the span of a couple months. That game is great, and I have seen people mad about that game not being what they wanted it to be. And maybe great's even an understatement for it. That game is fantastic. And still, there were people who expected more out of it. And if you ask me, that's hardly their fault at all. So maybe stop trying to make us believe every single thing is the best thing that is ever going to happen. I don't think any of us reasonably expect everything to be the best thing that ever happened, but you are trying to make us think that it is going to be that. Please stop. Number 8, on-disc DLC. So this used to be a lot more common, but there's still examples that happen, like The Crew. The thing that's annoying about this is that you know for a fact that they developed it to go into the game, alongside the game, as part of the game, whatever you want to say. It was there before you bought it, and then you have to buy it again. It's just shady if you ask me, and frankly, it's the kind of thing I'm tired of. Number 7, and this is a big one, shipping broken games. Like, do you remember when they couldn't update a game after it came out? I'm not saying that the internet connecting to the console is a bad thing. It is anything but bad. But it has also enabled probably one of the worst possible scenarios, which is that it's okay to ship a game that's not done. When a game went gold in the mid-90s for the PlayStation or Super Nintendo, it was because they were done with it. They had fixed probably 99.99999% of the bugs. The amount of issues were so low it was considered that there weren't actually issues with it. And that's that. The game was done, you got it, and it worked. And the funny part is that Nintendo still does this. They QA test everything. You know why? QA stands for quality assurance, and they like, you know, assuring people of the quality of the game. That's just how it is. But everyone releases a game with a day one patch, and it's bullcrap because it doesn't fix all the issues at all. I mean, we do like videos that are based around fails and glitches on this channel because of this. And I'm not saying I want to stop doing these videos because they're a lot of fun, but at the same time, you know, wouldn't it be nice to buy a game and know that it's done? I just can't help but think that. We don't even have to talk about the PC version of Arkham Knight at this point. You know exactly what I'm gonna say, so why do it? it. Number 6, selling games that are based entirely around DLC maps. Okay, so you want to know what a game that I think is fun as hell? The new Star Wars Battlefront. I think they got the whole idea of Battlefront in 2015 mechanics-wise so right. Tons of fun. It's pretty much bug-free, and I spend a ton of my time playing it. But you know what? It has 16 maps. It has 9 modes, and you could probably get through all of it in a matter of a couple of hours. Frankly, I would very much like it if there were more content, because this game, especially for what it is, which is a multiplayer game with no campaign, has like half of the content it should have, if that. And do you know what's coming up? 4 expansion packs that you'll have to pay for individually, or you can buy the season pass. You're expecting to pony up $110 if you buy the game and the season pass to get $60 worth of game. It doesn't matter how great the gameplay is, and a lot of people don't even think that the gameplay is great. I think it's fantastic, and I couldn't ask for more. It's exactly what I would want it to be in 2015. Like, people talk about anti-consumer practices, and they're often really ridiculous claims. But if you want to look at something that is truly just a blatant disregard for the intelligence, time, and money of the consumer, look at Star Wars Battlefront. That's friggin' egregious. Number 5, early access survival games. As in, there's a billion early access survival games on Steam. They're all buggy as shit because they're early access. They're all pretty much the same game, and about 9 times out of 10, they contain assets that the developers didn't even make. And then slowly but surely, they're molded into a thing. Well, some of them are. And I get it, it's cool that you can put up your prototype now and use consumer feedback to make it into something unique, but really you could always do that and not make people pay for it because you didn't actually make a product. You made like a generic version of a product that somebody else made and then are relying on other people to tell you how to make it not generic. And that's best case scenario. Number 4, microtransactions.
Oh,
and no,
God.
I'm not talking about like freaking Clash of Clans. That's a free game that you can play without spending any money on. I mean, the game takes significantly longer to get anywhere, so there's a big haves, have-nots situation, but I have a lot of fun with the game, and I don't spend any money on it. I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid 5. I spent $60, and it wants me to spend more money on fucking MK coins. That's like if Clash of Clans cost money up front and then did exactly the same thing it does. Publishers like to say that microtransactions aren't a shady business practice, that they don't impede your play of the game. And the fact is, as I said earlier, they create a have-not situation. They make it so that your players don't have equality and opportunity. They create an uneven play experience. They're bad for people who don't have money to spend on this stuff, and especially in games that are like MGS5, where you already spent $60 on it and they expect you to spend more to have the best gameplay experience. I mean, it's bullshit. Do you think Hideo Kojima was like, yeah, I really like this idea, let's do that, it really enhances my artistic vision? No, that's business people. Business people who don't give a shit about the game. They just want cash. And they know if they create a situation where there's haves and have-nots, that everyone wants to be a have. Look at me. My base is done. Just try to attack my base. Try. You don't have any of the stuff necessary. You know why? Because I bought all my stuff. I'm gonna spend $60 to get that kind of smug bullshit. And it's really easy to be mad at that person specifically. Microtransactions enable those people though. If there were no microtransactions, those people wouldn't exist. But hey, competition, right? No. Not good faith competition. Number 3, when the ultimate weapon is restricted until after you've beaten the game. Like for instance, the Blade of the East in Fallout New Vegas. Like,
don't get me started on that.
Everybody's ass now that you don't need to. And a lot of people say like, oh well, that's the reward for beating the game. It's like, well, you know what? After I beat the game, I typically play another game. You know? Can you give me the Blade of the East in like a? That's like the next Dark.
The newest Tomb Raider game on the PS4. Like you have to beat the game and unlock the classic lore skin. It's like,
there are a lot of
why?
Playing the game after the game is beaten. Still, think about like Final Fantasy. Can you not get the ultimate weapon before the last fight? In fact, that's almost the goal to bring into the last fight. You know, because the last fight's supposed to be the most badass, terrible enemy in the entire world. You would think that bringing the most badass, awesome weapon in the entire world into the fight would be the right way to go, right? I would. Yeah. Number 2, when characters become your best friend after never talking to you. Like in an FPS, let's say you're playing through a game, and you're in a squad of people, and they barely talk at all. And in the last mission, for some reason, everybody decides to open up their mouths, and we're all chums. You know, when this is all over, let me buy you a drink. I don't really know you at all, but we've spent all this time together. We're like best friends now, right? No, we've shot a bunch of people, but like, have we had any conversations? No. Oh boy, we're not similar people, are we? I don't know, and you don't know either. We haven't talked about anything, is my point. And finally, number 1, jumping puzzles in FPS games. Are you joking? Every time there's platforming elements in a first-person shooter, I'm just like, what is wrong with the person who came up with this? I get it, there should be some minor jump-oriented stuff in these games. I like that. Maybe some obstacles, but I swear to God, if you put in a multi-level puzzle that I have to figure out that requires me jumping back and forth through things, a la Destiny, oh, if you've played it, you know what I mean. In fact, every time I stop playing Destiny for large periods of time, it's because of those stupid jump puzzles. I mean, there are 0 things about the first-person shooter genre that make me think this should contain Mario elements. I really wish this section of the game were more like Sonic the Hedgehog. Boy, after killing all those people, I'm sure hankering for some Crash Bandicoot-style antics. And there's my quota for 90s references. In fact, I'm sick and tired of this entire list of things, and I hope you are as well, because this stuff is so annoying. Do any of these bother you? Leave a comment and tell us which. Also, is there anything else that bugs you in games? Let's have a conversation. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click the like button. It really does help us. And if you're not subscribed yet already, now is a great time, because we release new videos every single day, and the best way to see them first is a subscription. As always, we thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time right here on GameRanks.
Well, yeah, that was a pretty good list. I could actually name quite a few things that, you know, need to stop in video games. So, but anyway, so yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought. And if you liked this video, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks.